It's Thursday, and you know what that means. Episode 189 of the Sleeper Sports Media Podcast. We are going to talk about a lot here on today's episode. This is, again, episode 189 of Sleeper Sports Media, and we are starting things off with some big news. We're officially on Rumble, and you can support the Rumble channel by signing up and following over on rumble.com/register/Sleeper Sports and Media, and then, of course, follow the channel as well. We are expanding everywhere, getting Sleeper Sports Media, Prime Coverage, Sports Network, and No Dirt Sheets over on all platforms now available on Rumble. And that is going to be a big-time movement. Also, while we're here, don't forget to get your Surfshark VPN ahead of WWE's newly announced Summer European Tour. So we'll get into that here in just a second. A huge thank you to No Dirt Sheets for the referral. Trust me, with all the international shows coming up this summer, you are going to want to have Surfshark VPN so you can watch all WWE product on Netflix and not miss a second of the action, not have to deal with spoilers, not have to deal with watching it later. As soon as they go live on Netflix, you'll be live on Netflix as well with Surfshark VPN. Today's lineup, and in the slot, WWE news, AEW news, TNA preview, match by match, and a little bit more. We're going to start things off with, once again, WWE and their calendar stacking ways. We have a absolute stacked back half of the year with premium live events. We now know that we have Backlash in Florida, in Orlando, Florida, or Tampa, Florida, May 9th, and then we have Clash in Italy, May 31st. And that means 2 PLEs in 1 month yet again. This time it is historic because WWE has never been over in Italy for a premium live event. So we are going to see that for the very first time. Likely the stage is going to be great. I don't know the size of the arena. I don't know the arena all that well. But we are in for a treat with Backlash Italy. Saw on Twitter yesterday that it was a good point. Roman Reigns and his Italian side may be calling the shots here. We may get Roman Reigns main eventing as the World Heavyweight Champion. But more than likely, we'll probably get Stephanie Vaquer defending her title, or and the Women's World Championship, maybe against Julia or something of that nature. I know Stephanie is from Chile, but same thing. The European tour doesn't stop there with Clash in Italy, which WWE did file a trademark for WWE Clash and WWE Clash in Italy, so that there's that. Again, weekly shows, Raw, SmackDown, all coming from overseas, over in Europe. This spring, NXT will, of course, stay in the States. Might travel a little bit here and there. I know they have Roadblock coming up, and they might add a springtime PLE as they have done in the past. But again, you can watch all that action on Netflix with Surfshark VPN, and that is one of the many reasons to have Surfshark VPN. Another reason is that it does support both the channel here and at No Dirt Sheets. So this spring is going to heat up quickly with WWE Clash in Italy. We also, of course, have Backlash, and I'm sure NXT will be getting Heatwave and the usual summertime PLEs. WWE SummerSlam, of course, takes over Minneapolis, Minnesota at US Bank Stadium in August, and that is, again, 2 nights this year. Now we go over to AEW. Double or Nothing, of course, was announced that it is going to be in New York this year, May 24th. So we're going to have Backlash May 9th. Nothing yet so far for that second week of May, or that might be the third week of May. But then AEW Double or Nothing on the 24th, and WWE Clash in Italy on the 31st. So that's going to end up rounding out the early spring the late spring, early summer shows. Last year, AEW Double or Nothing was in Arizona, so this marks just the second time that it's been outside of Las Vegas. This was, of course, the debut event for AEW 7 years ago. Became a tradition that they would hold it in Las Vegas, and then that changed last year when WWE took over Vegas for WrestleMania the year before that, or the month before that. Other WWE news, or AEW news, of course, New York crowds are always fire for AEW. So this marks 2 back-to-back pay-per-views. Revolution is going to be in Los Angeles, and then the next one would be Double or Nothing in New York. So back-to-back pay-per-views there in March and then May. Nothing in April, but I'm sure we'll get something in April for a special event-wise, because they just can't help themselves with competing against WWE and then saying that they're the ones that are doing it and all that good stuff. So March 15th and then up to May 24th, AEW nearly 2 full months to build a proper card, which WWE could take notes from, having 75 shows a month, but having a 2-week build, or at this point, WrestleMania 42 in Vegas, 1 match has been made official so far, which is Roman and Punk. And we're 50-something days away from WrestleMania, and the build has been absolutely terrible. Hopefully after the Chamber, we start to see everything fall together and we get a clear picture of what we can expect and what we're gonna get. Revolution matches right now that is confirmed. We have AEW World Heavyweight Championship stipulation to be named next week with Hangman Adam Page and MJF. They cut a promo last night stating that this needed something more. It needed a stipulation. The crowd was chanting Texas Death. MJF said no, and Hangman made it all the sweeter by saying if he loses, he'll never challenge for the AEW World Championship ever again. MJF said, "You got a deal," but then said he needs time to think about the stipulation, where Hangman Adam Page once again said Texas Death. That'll be a very interesting match if they go through with it for full Texas Death. That'll be for sure. But again, saw another post that's saying, like, questioning, could Hangman be doing this because his contract is coming up, and if he leaves AEW whenever his contract is up, goes away and then comes back one day, or just goes away, that will be a very, very interesting part of this story. So that the stakes couldn't be more massive if they tried. We will find out the stipulation for this match next week on Dynamite. We also have AEW World Tag Team Championship, FTR versus the Young Bucks. We've seen it once, we've seen it before, but it always seems to deliver. This is right in the backyard of the Young Bucks. We are on the horizon of getting face champion Young Bucks after AEW Revolution. Again, rivalry waiting. It's a loading legacy match and a classic loading up with these two teams. They know each other well. They've faced each other plenty before, and we are in for a treat once we get to this match. AEW Continental Championship match, no time limit. Jon Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita had a match at Grand Slam. We, of course, saw them go to the time limit, and the crowd was not happy. Neither was Jon Moxley or Takeshita. So we, of course, had Moxley call an audible and have Takeshita hit his finisher and continue this feud, although they're not really doing anything with anyone else that isn't named the Don Callis family or the Death Riders. So we knew this one was going to continue, but Moxley made it official. The next championship match will be at Revolution. No time limits there. And that is the news for AEW. So we have TNA preview now. TNA continues to build momentum, heading towards their next stop for live events in Syracuse, and Moose will take on the media responsibilities as he goes on a media tour leading up to their takeover of Syracuse and the New York region. But this Thursday on Impact, on live on AMC Plus, and TNA Plus, we have Mike Santana will be live Thursday. He's going to bring energy. He's going to bring, of course, a promo because that seems to be all he can do. After the chaos that went down at No Surrender, I'm sure he will have a lot to say. Elena Black is back in action. We will at least hear from her this Thursday, today on Impact. We have Tessa Blanchard versus Jody Threat. This is going to be hard-hitting. This is going to be a styles make fights. This is going to be a fight. We then go to the first ever Guitar Case casket match. Elijah versus Mustafa Ali. Hopefully this will end this feud, this rivalry, because it's been going on for far, far too long. Not as long as Moxley and the Don Callis family, but it's getting up there, and it's getting a little bit ridiculous. We have a tag team match. BDE and Rich Swann versus Sinner and Saint. And then we have, of course, plenty more to be added to the TNA Impact card live tonight on TNA Plus, AMC Plus, and AMC. That is going to do it for episode 189 of the Sleeper Sports Media Podcast, available on Facebook, YouTube, Prime, across Prime Coverage Sports Network, No Dirt Sheets, and everything else in between. Now available on Rumble. So we're going to just wrap this up here. WWE is truly worldwide entertainment as they take over Europe this spring. AEW is not afraid to move their second biggest event to New York, two different locations, with WWE taking over Las Vegas. And we know that Wembley Stadium will be once again getting AEW All In. Their WrestleMania goes back overseas. It's kind of funny that WWE won't take their actual WrestleMania overseas, so they're giving, or overseas to London, I guess I should say, since it's going overseas to Saudi Arabia. But Tony Khan is here you go. It's a classic. We want WrestleMania, but we have WrestleMania at home, and then WrestleMania at home just ends up being AEW All In, and being what feels like 75 hours long. TNA continues to build momentum with their weekly shows on AMC. They're not live yet, so I don't know when the next live show will be. They're going into Syracuse and taping these shows, but that will be that. So we're looking at 3 weeks from now getting a Syracuse street fight, because they'll still be in Syracuse, I do believe. And TNA, they did just do their best show viewership wise. 254,000 views. And it's hilarious that Dave Meltzer puts it out there that they did not beat Collision, or they did, but no, Collision did 561, and that was with the Olympics and NBA and the dunk contest. But it's really hilarious how Dave does his quote unquote reporting and journalism, and how he gets away with it. So, but more on that later. We're 10 episodes away from 200, which is insane. Cranking these out a little bit more than I thought I was going to, so I wanted to hit 200 on my 5th year anniversary of doing this, but I guess we're going to hit it a little bit before, but that's okay. So if you are new here or seeing this on Rumble for the first time, down below is my sign-up link, Surfshark VPN link, and I'm, of course, thankful for everyone that's watched, viewed, subscribed, left a comment, and I will see you in tomorrow's Friday Night SmackDown preview. This was AEW review, AEW news, WWE news, TNA preview, and the TNA card for February 19th, 2026. This is Sleeper Sports Media. I'm Nick Wietosh, and here we go.